Welcome back to Daybreak and thank you for staying with us. So I said, of course, earlier that we're going to talk about insecurity. National security is the base of discussion this morning. So with the current state of insecurity in the country, many Nigerians are questioning the effectiveness of our security agencies. And there's been, of course, a lot of questions in the mind of Nigerians where one of it is that are our security agencies doing enough to keep us safe? So Nigeria has a plethora of security agencies, talking about a lot of them, including the Nigerian Police Force, the Department of State Services, that's the DSS, the Nigerian Armed Forces, the Nigerian Immigration Service, and the Nigerian Custom, amongst others. Let's not forget we have the NSCDC, we have the police. I'm not sure we mentioned, okay, the police is here. We have a lot. Civil defense are still, in the picture. What's the VIO? I know they're still part of, even if it's road, but they still wear the uniform. So there is a lot happening in the country. However, despite these numerous agencies, the country continues to grapple with insecurity. According to the Global Terrorism Index, it's saying Nigeria ranks third among the countries most affected by terrorism in 2022. The report also notes that the country has witnessed a significant increase in terrorist attacks, with over 1,500 deaths recorded in 2022 alone. Furthermore, the Nigerian Security Tracker reports that between January and June of 2022, there were over 2,000 reported cases of kidnappings, banditry, and armed robbery across the country. These statistics are alarming and they raise serious questions about the effectiveness of our security agencies. So in light of these challenges, some experts are advocating for a radical overhaul of the country's security architecture. They argue that scrapping some of the existing security agencies and merging their functions with others could lead to a more streamlined and effective security apparatus. But is this a solution of the Nigeria security woes, or should there be scrap or some merger of some security agencies, or do we need to reform and strengthen the existing ones? Let's not forget there is still a push of state security also on a different level. So a lot of that is what we'll be talking about. Like, what do you think should happen? Should some agencies be scrapped? Because we had someone, a retired military general, talking about that he feels, places like the DSS, agencies like the DSS should be scrapped. Do we still have mobile police in Nigeria? There's still a lot. So with all of that, we're still having issues of insecurity. Some are not aligning with each other. This will be our base of conversation. So go ahead. We'll display the numbers on your devices. You can call any of the numbers, and also you can send a WhatsApp message via the first number. Please, if you're calling us, make sure you stay away from your devices or tone down the volume. Else would cut you off, because we cannot have a clear conversation when your TV is really loud or your device is loud and is interrupting the calls when other people would want the opportunity to connect with us. This is a really serious concern. We do not want insult. We want possible solutions. So make sure you pick your words and choose your words and speak, smartly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Rabi Salisu.
No, it's good to have you.
Presently from Kasana Dusama local government.
Good to have you this morning, Rabi from Dusama. Let's hear your take. Do we still have Rabi on the line?
Yes.
Okay.
So secretion of the secrets and security. One of the major problems we are experiencing in Nigeria is problem of insecurity, economic malaise, or economic doldrums.
Yeah, but Rabi, the topic now is should there be scrap? Like, should they remove some of the security agencies, because some of them are, just doing a jobs that is not initially supposed to be theirs. So should we scrap some security agencies?
Yes, considering the gory situation Nigeria is experiencing. So then there is no need of secreting some security agents. It is only be given a training to do their right job. instead of doing something different. Because sometimes a policeman can do the work of custom, do the work of immigration, do the work of other civil defense and other things. So it's better to train them so that everybody to understand his lawful legal work in terms of protecting people's lives and their property. So, but to be sincere, this current time, we are experiencing a serious challenges relating to insecurity. So I think there is no way to scrap some agencies. It can only be trained, to train them very well, to equip them, to support them. This will carry out the task which is expected.
All right.
So
Appreciate
I think
it.
it's better than creating some agencies now, because the population are moving in geometrical progression, and the lack of jobs and other means will create this insecurity. A lot of things, you can see a lot of graduates are apprehended without job. So I don't think there is no way to scrap some security agencies.
Okay.
Someone has to ponder, think twice
Before they do that.
It will.
All right. Appreciate that, Rabiu. Thank you so much for calling us to share your take. Yes, just as Rabiu, pointed out, there's been some concerns. Experts are saying that the army right now, because right now we've seen that the army are the one handling this internal security issues, talking about the banditry and terrorism happening, especially in the northern part of the country. So experts are saying that that is not even the job of the army. That is the job of the mobile police. The army, navy, and air force are meant to protect an invasion from outside the country to Nigeria, talking about the borders. Army is supposed to protect land, Navy is supposed to protect through waters, and then the Air Force is supposed to protect through the sky. So these are concerns, and definitely would come back and talk about civil defense's initial job. Good morning.
Good morning, Summayya.
Yes, good morning, Shatima. It's good to have you. How is Maiduguri this morning?
Maiduguri, alhamdulillah, it is extremely cool. But we are just adopting. It is his time. It's the season.
Yeah, indeed. All right, Shatima, let's hear your take. Should some security agencies be scrapped?
Honestly speaking, I am not in support of scrapping any security agencies. Okay. Because if you look at the size of the country and the population on ground, we have even need more. But the problem is they have to sanitize. Sanitize in the sense that one should not encourage the duty of another. Every security organization have to work within the scope of his jurisdiction. And we are calling for government to equip them, not like the one they are doing now. Honestly speaking, some years ago, I was in the Gamborungala, which is a border country with Cameroon, and you can surprise Summayya. There is no communication link with the headquarters. No communication link with the headquarters here in Maiduguri. They cannot speak with headquarters directly. You can imagine if there is just an emergency, they need reinforcement. What are they going to do? So that's the problem that we're having. You give them equipment which is for centuries, which is they have even out of use, and there is no communication with headquarters. What are you going to do? That's what we are looking for. Not scrapping any security agencies, because they are contributing to securing the nation. So what we are after for is to please improve them. To improve them. Last, my brother just dropped the phone, have said, scrapping them, it will create another problem. We are having just unemployment numbers. There are too many on ground. People have graduated. There is no work. So if you look at the side of the police that we have, they are too mega to cover the country. So anybody that is thinking that they should scrap security agencies, I think to me he's joking. He's joking. Honestly speaking, it's only to sanitize them. Let everyone work within his jurisdiction.
Okay.
The scope of the jurisdiction, they should not overlap the work of another.
Okay.
That's my text.
All right. I appreciate that. A really clear take there. So Shatima is saying they should not be scrapped, else they should, instead rather, there should be some kind of a call of this is your jurisdiction, you should pay attention to this. And that could help because we keep hearing the security agencies saying they don't have enough personnel at hand. So what if everybody is where they are kept to, to do their own job? Now, we know the NSCDC, popularly known as the Civil Defense, they were established to protect and handle disasters and emergencies, as well as protect government infrastructures, talking about like pipelines and grid system from sabotage. We've been having multiple grid system vandalization of powers, grid. We've had a lot of them. So that is the initial job of the NSCDC. But now we've seen them, of course, entry. The structures have just been distorted a bit. There is the blur line. Initially there was a line, but then it got blurred. But right now it seems there is this it's moved from synergy to somebody doing a job that is not even supposed to be his job. But then another concern that experts have also spoke about is the fact that we saw the Chief of Defense Staff, Grant's interview with Al Jazeera, talking about General Christopher Musa, and one of the things he said was they still do not have, for 15 years that we've been battling insecurity, they still do not have an intelligence of who is particularly, even one person. We know there are tons of them, but we don't have one person to say we have apprehended a sponsorer, a financier of insecurity. So experts are calling that, then why do we need the DSS? These are a group of an agency that is supposed to do deep dive into intelligence gathering. So perhaps they should be, scrapped. That is one of the concerns. So let's hear your take on that one. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from?
I am Mr. Francis Oma from Boko, Benue State.
Okay, Mr. Francis, good to have you this morning. Let's hear your take.
Okay. The issue of scrapping security agencies is not the solution to problems.
Okay.
Rather, they should be equipped as somebody at the other state and increase.
Mr. Francis, go ahead.
I also want to add that, you see, sometimes people think that the security agencies are not doing something. But
Mr. Francis, can you please don't pay attention to your TV and just talk to us, so that I would really grab what you're saying. Okay.
Right. It's okay, thank you. You see, what happened is that, sometimes people think that security agencies are not doing something. But the issue is that it's just like if you have a dog in your house. If you have a dog in your house and somebody is coming, it is you who will ask the dog to stop or to allow the dog to charge at the person and even chase the person away. Politics is, even in security issues, that politics are also there. So blaming the security people or security personnel for not doing or doing one thing or the other is not the issue. The issue is that somebody should direct that do this, finish with this, do that, and do this, go and do this. Somebody is directing, somebody owns the security. So it's not about the issue of whether to scrap them or not. Sometimes the security may know what to do. They're taking decisions.
But isn't that scary?
On certain issues. Hello?
Yeah, isn't that scary, for security agencies to not know what to do? Isn't that scary? That would really speak bad of the agency in general and the system.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Francis, I appreciate you for calling in to share your take. Thank you so much for calling. So yes, there's been a call. We've had retired General Williams, one of the retired, talking about the fact that he feels TSS and NIA should be scrapped. We still have the NIA, do not forget. And these are strong, intelligence gathering agencies that were created initially to help gather information. And we have seen, let's be honest, we have seen how if the DSS really want to work, they get to work. We have seen how the DSS could tap into people's phone and navigate and quickly get information that they need, you know, when something is really dire. We have seen them checking through your phone to trace you and know where your location is and pick you there in case if it's a matter of security. So why is it that one of the most pressing issues pressing our neck, affecting every sector of our economy, you know, we're saying in 2025 we still do not have one person that we could say, oh, this is one of the people sponsoring you know, the terrorism in Nigeria. Are these people that big? Are they big that are invisible that we can see them? Now, there's been a lot of, you know, situations where we've seen even, I saw a video of Bello Turji bragging and say, oh, the Nigerian army know where I am. I mean, but if they don't know, I would come to them. You know, comments like that. So in all of this now, with every sector, every agency is having what to do, would you say that scrapping these agencies, or some of them that we feel are not really perhaps doing the jobs that they should be doing, or we're not feeling their impact, would you say they should be scrapped? Good morning. Good morning. Do we still have the caller? All right, we lost that call. Go ahead, call us. Do not forget you can send WhatsApp a message via the first number, and make sure you include your name and where you're calling us from. Definitely, this is not about finding, you know, it's all about pointing out solutions. How do we fix this situation right now? We've moved from when there was even lack of synergy between some of the security agencies, and now there is, but then the line is too blurred. We seem to have a lot of security agencies, but then yes, there's still resurgence of different you know, security threats in the country. So what do we do? Experts are calling out, pointing a few pointers there. So let's, what's your take on that? Do we have a caller? Good morning.
Good morning, Summayya.
Yes, good morning. Is that Ade?
This is Abubakar. I'm calling from Gombe State.
Oh, it's Abaseko. It's good to have you. It's been a while.
Yeah, this is a very lovely topic, national security. Should we scrap some of the security agencies? I say yes. Why do I say so? The DSS, or popularly known as the SSS, they are not performing their optimal functions. What are their optimal functions? Their functions is to dig deep, to scanning for information. That is their primary roles. And then to secure the presidency, the Senate, and the vice president. Those are their statutory duties. But today you see them performing the functions of the police, which is not ought to be. And who generated this problem? It was during 1979 when a sitting government was there. The NSO, which is now the DSS, was under the police, and they were exchanging information. Information were going simultaneously, and they were able to perform. But since they carved them out, their peak became 0 over 100. Madam, let me give you an insight of what happened in America. They got information that September 9, something was going to happen. The CIA got information. The military intelligence got information. But there was no Senate. And that was why they struck America. That is the same thing that is happening in this country. There is no Senate. So why must we allow job duplication? We have the what do they call them, the civil defense. They are performing the police function. The army, they are performing the police function. The mobile men are supposed to carry out, they were statutorily trained for what? For insurgents, for terrorism. But now you see the army performing the functions. How will they perform? Theirs is for external aggression. There is the need for us to retrace our step, to go back to the drawing board and redress this issue. Thank you. God bless you this morning.
I appreciate you, Abategon, for that. Now, he said that what he feels is that we should not, that we shouldn't have this different agencies. So it's too much. So I think his angle is at least there should be some kind of, perhaps it should not be an agency on its own, maybe a kind of department, working hand in hand really closely. But the point is, for me, I'm still baffled. Honestly, I am really baffled about the fact that we have 15 years of terrorism and we do not have one person. Nigerian army, when it goes back to history, Nigerian army is Nigerian army. We're talking about the giant of Africa's army. Come on now. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm Newton. Yeah. I'm Mr. Dean calling from Calabar.
Oh, it's good to have you from Calabar. Go ahead.
I'm Mr. Dean calling from Calabar.
All right, Mr. Dean, go ahead, please.
It's not the security agents that are a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. It is not the security agents that are a problem.
Please go ahead and turn the volume of your devices and just talk to us.
Governance.
Yeah.
A 2-10 tenure of 8 years, there was kidnapped. People were being kidnapped. And there was no day that the governor gave a broadcast over kidnapping. Calabar is being said to be, come and live and be at rest. But in the 8 years, Calabar became, come and live and be at riot. Now, hear this.
Are you with us?
Now, in January 2021, there was a kidnapping or abduction in Katsina State. Now, Masari was the governor.
All right. I honestly want to hear from you, but I think you are delaying a bit. You want to hear yourself from the TV, and I'm not really getting what you're saying. I'm not getting your point. Can you please stay away from your device, because you are our last caller, so let's hear from you clearly. So unfortunately, we lost that call. It's always slow when you want to hear yourself through the TV. So the main purpose of you calling us is, not there anymore, because we don't get to understand when you talk one sentence and you keep quiet and you want to hear yourself again, which breaks my heart considering how really important this topic is. So just for tomorrow, if we're opening the phone line, please stay away from your device. If you want to come back and re-watch this conversation, then you can find us about Trust TV News on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media platforms like Facebook. But then with that, due to time constraint, we have to put a stop here on this particular discussion of insecurity. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to dissect another situation of insecurity, talking about example of what just happened on Saturday in Zamfara State of civilian casualties being shot by their own military or the Air Force airplane. So stay with us.